Performance anxiety in golf is a paralyzing force in too many players' games. One day out on the golf course, a few beads of sweat rolled off his brow as he lined up his 6-footer for par on the first hole. With a half-committed putt, the result equaled the quality of his stroke. Weak and short. "Geez, I'm shaking inside," he said. "I'm freaking nervous," he says to me in a soft breath, so as not to arouse the attention of the rest of our playing partners. And this was only men's day. Yeah, everyone gets nervous sometimes. We all know it. But that was just a typical example, just strictly on a men's day. Completely psyched up, completely amped up, nervous, couldn't focus on the very first hole. You know, it might be as simple as a men's day event for some people, or when teeing it up in a club championship. Perhaps it's the first tee of Q school, or the last hole needing birdie to get your tour card. Or if you're a professional golfer right now, you know, winning a tournament, winning a tour event, or winning the U.S. Open. No matter how good or bad we are at golf, it always comes down to the mental game. Maybe it's when you're grinding it out with your friends over $20 and you haven't won in several rounds against them. Whatever it is, we all have moments where our nerves take their toll, whether it be a slightly jittery feeling or full-blown competitive stress, also known as performance anxiety in golf. Some people try to manage their nerves through various means. Others do their best just to bury them. Attempts at denying our nerves only serves to disempower us from playing to our potential. It's best to embrace our nerves rather than try and run from them. I like to say butterflies are great as long as they're flying in formation. Performance anxiety and self-worth. This is really the heart of the matter, performance anxiety. Performance anxiety links into deep-seated perceptions of self-worth. How this anxiety shows itself on the golf course may not be as severe as panic disorder, but it most definitely cripples our ability to perform at our peak. The more we measure our abilities and successes on how others will perceive us, the more nerves influence our behavior. I'm going to say that again. The more we measure our actions and abilities on how others may perceive us, the more our nerves influence our performance. This means how we're thinking about what others might be thinking about us as we perform. Have you ever noticed the times when you could care less about what people think about you? You're just freewheeling, you're not concerned about anything about what anyone thinks. You tend to play better. You know, if this is a time when you're playing golf or any other activity, you say sports especially, you likely perform very well in those times. When you have no regard for what others think of you, you are free to focus on what it is you actually want to achieve. It's very, very important. Now, of course, this isn't the only cause of performance anxiety in golf. We often get ourselves so psyched up from our intense desire to win and what it will mean to us that we choke off our natural abilities. We become excessively conscious-minded and locked in our left brain. This is my definition of choking. People get consumed with a burning desire to win, and there's the fine line. Sure, we want it to matter. We want it to mean something so we can, give it our all to make sure we achieve our goal. Yet, making it matter too much inhibits the ability to simply go and play, because it mattering too much becomes the driving force of our actions. And if it matters too much, that means every bad shot is going to be amplified. Do you follow me? The more we make something matter, the more intense our emotional swing is. And that means the ups and the downs. So when we hit a bad shot, it may not be that bad on another day when we're all relaxed. But when we've hyped it up and made it matter so much, the emotional impact of that poor shot has a damaging effect on our next shot, and so on. When we become trapped in our conscious mind when playing, we choke off our innate connection with our natural abilities. It is our unconscious that allows us to simply perform, unencumbered by excessive conscious thought.